One of the newest films from New World Pictures is Black Moon Rising. Based on a story by John Carpenter, this action-adventure thriller is centered around a car, the Black Moon, that is powered by hydrogen and capable of speeds in excess of 300 miles per hour.
34, take one. 34, take one.
The star of Black Moon Rising, Tommy Lee Jones, started acting in his spare time at Harvard, where he was also a star offensive guard on the football team. After graduating, he thought his experience might qualify him for a minor part in Love Story.
So when I started trying to find work in New York, I made an appeal to the casting director of that movie at Paramount. She said I wasn't right for the role of a Harvard football player. But eventually I was able to convince her I could fake it and got a Screen Actors Guild card.
Tommy Lee has since won an Emmy for his portrayal of Gary Gilmore in The Executioner's Song and gained critical acclaim for his part in Coal Miner's Daughter, a role of which he is particularly proud.
Coal Miner's Daughter is one of my favorite films. I don't care who's in it. I love watching it. It's very close to my heart.
But in his newest film, Tommy Lee takes a lighter approach.
I like action-adventure movies, chase scenes, gunfights, pretty girls, fast cars.
The role of Quint, a freelance thief who has been hired by the U.S. government, gave him plenty of opportunities for those action scenes. Director Harley Coklis took full advantage of the athletic actor's physical nature, allowing him to do much of his own stunt work.
Quarter speed. Way out.
Back fist. That's it. Right hand, lead.
Way out. Way out.
Tommy's brought, I would say, his physicality, because he moves great. He's a very physical actor. And there's a lot of stunt work, there's a lot of fights, there's a lot of physical business.
Action.
Better watch that guy.
But his own ability wasn't all Tommy Lee brought to this film. Bubba Smith was attracted to the project based only upon the name of its star.
Nice job, Quint. Hour and a half to spare.
When they told me who was going to be starring in this, and I said, sure. I didn't even ask him about money. I just wanted a chance to work with him just to learn.
Since leaving professional football in 1976, Bubba has begun an impressive show business career, ranging from Miller Beer commercials and the Blue Thunder television series to the hit film Police Academy and its sequel. He considers Black Moon Rising something of an education.
I look at this business basically like I look at football. The better players that you play against, the better you get.
And according to Coklis, Smith was a quick learner.
When he came to the set, I was really surprised how prepared he was and what a good actor he was. And he is another guy who has tremendous physical presence. I mean, awesome.
I'm gonna take all the heat that comes down on my head. I'm gonna transfer it to your body. You understand what I'm saying?
The car that gives the film its name is a sleek, hydrogen-powered experimental prototype that is being tested by its builders when we first see it. Casting the automobile was more difficult than casting the actors, according to Coklis.
We knew we needed a really remarkable car, and we went through all the magazines and looked at this and looked at that. And then we heard about a car that was up in Montreal, which was designed by a French designer for the Montreal Car Expo. So we brought it down to LA and made a few modifications, and that's the Black Moon.
Producer Joel Michaels quickly realized that their Black Moon would not be merely a show car.
We did with that car what it was never intended to do, and that was run and chase and do stunts and leap and jump and do somersaults.
Because of the rigorous demands of the stunts and the shooting schedule of the film, a second exact duplicate of the Black Moon was built, as well as a mock-up of the interior. The futuristic car was an eerie sight racing across the flat desert, followed by a camera truck. In the film, the Black Moon is stolen by Ryland, the leader of an international car theft organization, played by veteran actor Robert Vaughn.
It's an unusual occupation, needless to say, stealing cars on a mass basis. I've never had any role like this that I recall.
This is a business, Nina. We don't take trophies.
For producer Doug Curtis, Vaughn and his character were a perfect fit.
He is the kind of villain that a movie like this has to have, and he's obvious. You don't have to think about it. An audience knows right off the bat who he is, what kind of person he is, and Robert Vaughn does that better than anybody.
Vaughn's head thief, Nina, is played by Linda Hamilton.
In this one, there's a very specific character. She's a thief, she's a woman, she's bright, she's aggressive, she's corporate-level thief, and there's just a lot more. She's much more specific and a lot more rich to play.
Linda has starred in many television movies and recently appeared opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger in the hit film The Terminator. But her role in The Black Moon Rising forced her to confront a deep-seated fear.
I have a great fear of cars, always have. Very neurotic myself, and this was a real opportunity to be fearless.
Ryland stores the stolen Black Moon on one of the upper floors of his headquarters. When Quint tries to steal it back with Nina's help, they find themselves trapped high in the building with only one way out, the window. Stunt coordinator Bud Davis will perform the jump.
They're using real glass in this stunt, which is different than normally the candy glass or tempered glass, because this breaks up into big shards, and that's the look that they want for the slow motion. It is a little more dangerous, and that's why the driver has to take a little more protection. In this particular case, the driver will be wearing helmet, chest protector, knee, and shin guards, and he'll be very well protected, and I know that for sure because it's me.
From the cast, to the plot, to the setting, Black Moon Rising was designed from the ground up to provide non-stop enjoyment to the moviegoer.
The film should really be a roller coaster. It should be almost an amusement arcade ride. It should kind of catch you up in its adventure and drive you 300 miles an hour through the streets of Los Angeles.
In the high-adventure film Black Moon Rising, a sleek, futuristic racing car is center stage until it is suddenly stolen in a daring heist.
They're stealing the cars!
As it turns out, Robert Vaughn operates a multi-million-dollar auto theft ring that specializes in stealing exotic cars. Unfortunately, car rings are not limited to the movies.
They're very common. They run from very small groups, 2 or 3 people, to very sophisticated rings that go across the nation and even internationally in some cases.
Lieutenant William Kelly heads up the California Highway Patrol's Auto Theft Investigative Unit. He and his team of detectives research hundreds of cases a year, focusing on a specific criminal element.
We deal with professional car thieves. These are not kids who are out joyriding. These are professionals who are in the business for profit.
According to the National Automobile Theft Bureau, between 1983 and 84, over 1 million cars were stolen nationally. That translates to a car being stolen every 31 seconds. Currently, the favorite targets are the Buick Riviera, Toyota Celica Supra, Cadillac Eldorado, Chevy Corvette, and the Pontiac Firebird. When you consider insurance claims and other costs, the business of stealing cars has turned into an estimated $5 billion a year enterprise.
Recently, we investigated a case involving a family. To this date, we've recovered over 250 cars, and we're still recovering them. The main players of this ring are still in jail, but the cars are still coming in.
The professional car thief is becoming more sophisticated. Some have computerized, while others have perfected the art of stripping a car to sell its parts. This entire Camaro could be stripped in half an hour. The big money earned from these cars has begun an alarming trend.
We're finding more and more that cars are being taken at gunpoint.
To combat the theft problem, the federal government has enacted a law that will require 14 parts of your car to display its vehicle identification number, or VIN. This will make it much more difficult for thieves to switch or change the numbers in the future. This time, when it comes to depicting car thieves, Hollywood's fiction is closer to fact. One of the stars of Black Moon Rising is a high-tech car, the Black Moon, capable of reaching speeds in excess of 300 miles per hour and able to handle the tightest of turns. It also features a power source that might seem futuristic.
This is the catalytic converter. Breaks down the water.
Runs on hydrogen?
That's right, but the Black Moon isn't the only car that runs on hydrogen. This 1979 Dodge pickup also gets around solely on the power of hydrogen. Dr. Bob Zweig is president of the Clean Fuel Institute based in Riverside, California. He has been studying hydrogen as an alternative fuel for over a decade, and he believes its use is the only way for heavily polluted areas like Los Angeles to clean their air.
Hydrogen as a fuel is the perfect, healthy, societal fuel that we have in the whole universe, because when it's burned with the oxygen in the air, there's nothing more than water vapor as a combustion product.
To prove how cleanly the fuel burns, engine designer Nelson Allen inserts a hose with a face mask attached and breathes directly from the exhaust pipe, followed by a sampling of the water. Dr. Zweig claims that if commercial auto fleets in high pollution cities were to convert to hydrogen, the air pollution would be reduced 35 to 50% in less than 5 years.
I guess he welds this baby up here and clean it out a little bit in here.
Currently, many countries are considering at least a partial conversion to hydrogen-powered vehicles by way of a process that is not too difficult.
We started out with a conventional gasoline engine. We replaced the carburetor and the intake manifold with our fuel injection system here, which provides hydrogen directly to the engine. We added a turbocharger for improved performance, and of course we discarded all the conventional pollution control equipment that we're all familiar with.
Even though there are many skeptics of hydrogen-powered vehicles, NASA and the federal government are keeping close tabs on the research results, leading to speculation that hydrogen might be the fuel of the future.